Hi, curious spirits, and thank you for those who are able to tune in. I am so happy to see you hanging out and ready to go. So, I pre-gamed a little because I have learned the hard way to pre-game, especially when my internet gets weird. And so I've already pulled the three cards for for my Patreon community, and I am wondering if this is partly relevant to the community request that I make some material. I'm probably going to teach a workshop on this on magic for dealing with narcissists because they are some persistent critters. But in the meantime, the interpretation I'm kind of giving this is I don't want to talk about the patriarchy, but the tarot wants to talk about the patriarchy this week. So what we've got is Father Earth, which would be the King of Pentagrams or Pentacles in a Coleman Smith tarot, the High Priestess inverted, and Brother Water, which would be the Knight of Cups in a Coleman Smith tarot. And here's what I can tell you about this is that the King of Pentacles, what I'm seeing by pulling these cards together in context is one, there's going to be, what the heck? Okay. Sorry, there was like something saying end of stream, and I'm like, why? So the High Priestess inverted is a very complicated card. I would say this one, she is almost as complicated as the moon card in any aspect, because this can be talking about negative traits for women, but it also can be talking about negative impacts on women. And I think there's a little bit of both going on here. Right now, what I'm sensing is that there is some kind of narrative shift happening around women that live independently. So there's a lot of stories just made up. I mean, there's a reason that witches have a reputation, is people that just, nope out and taking care of a family and go live in the woods with their cats because they are done. Because after you have that like banner dropped at the 30,000th dish you've watched, you're done. So what this one is, I feel this is the center of the issue, is one, there are some women who have not been using their powers for good, and they've been using it against other women, mostly for male approval. And then there's women who are just kind of done with the male approval package because it doesn't really come with any good rewards. You don't even get your card detailed at the end. So there's just a lot of things going on that are not so healthy for and by women. And so what we have coming in is this was considered, the Emperor would be considered the ideal patriarchy card, but this is the ideal that most modern patriarchs are going for, is they just want to die with all the toys. I don't even think they think of themselves as people, to be perfectly honest, and that's half the problem. But in this case, it's a celebration. It's an I won. They're coming in with this. We've done these great things for women that are obviously done great things to women for men, which means it sucks for women. And I swear I tried to get off this like 5 times, but no, it's all about that this week for some reason. So there's the celebration, but coming out of it, we are seeing the people that actually took Mr. Rogers to heart. But they're young. They're still figuring out their resources. They're still trying to figure out what power they have and don't, and looking at how to stand in their power and speak up and speak out and speak for empathy and emotional truth. So we've got the people that think they're allies but are really being self-serving, and the people that want to be allies and aren't quite sure how to do it. And in the middle, we've just got a lot of stuff that's not so healthy going on. And I know that the way these readings of mine tend to play out is it can be very microcosmic. This could literally be a family squabble. This could be a political event. It could just be like a weird coworker thing, and it may or may not interpret to you. But for this week of August 11th, be looking for these conflicts and these forces where it is a matter of where they're placing their values, whether the values are material or emotional, and trying to, one, not be the negotiator, not be the fix-it. Step back, let them fix it themselves. But also look at the, okay, what is this bringing out in me that is not so healthy that I need to take care of for myself? So that's what I've got for this week, which was very loudly and insistently political, which usually at least it's subtle about it. Wow. So that's what I've got. Stay magical, curious spirits. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me.